Greenland 2. Migration is a post-apocalyptic survival thriller directed by Ric Roman Waugh, serving as the sequel to the 2020 disaster film Greenland. Set 5 years after the devastating Clark comet impact left Earth in ruins, the movie follows John Garrity, Gerard Butler, and his family as they leave a bunker in Greenland to trek across a fractured world in search of a rumored safe haven in France. Gerard Butler returns as the ruggedly determined John Garrity, providing the film's emotional ballast as a seasoned survivor trying to protect his family. His performance is earnest but frequently weighed down by the script's heavy seriousness. Morena Baccarin reprises her role as Allison, offering warmth and resolve, though her narrative space is limited in service of the journey's bleak tone. Roman Griffin Davis fills in as the Garrity's now-teenage son, Nathan, bringing a sense of youthful vulnerability, but his subplot, including brief attempts at normalcy or budding relationships, often feels underdeveloped. Supporting players like Amber Rose Reva add texture but give the story less narrative depth than the ensemble deserves. Director Ric Roman Waugh stages Migration as a bleak, prolonged road movie rather than a high-octane disaster spectacle. Ruined cityscapes, fractured terrain, and desolate highways create an oppressive sense of a world unraveled, a stylistic choice that heightens grim realism over blockbuster razzmatazz. However, this somber aesthetic comes at a cost. Without large-scale set pieces or clear narrative propulsion, the film's pacing often feels uneven, oscillating between desolate stretches and episodic danger. Unlike its predecessor, which centered on immediate survival from imminent catastrophe, Greenland 2. Migration adopts the motif of a slow, tense journey. John and his family must traverse war-torn landscapes, violent roadblocks, and fractured societies while searching for a new sanctuary. Critics note that the film often substitutes atmosphere for meaningful tension. Dangerous encounters and hazards can feel episodic rather than escalating, and emotional threads tend to hover without strong payoff. The narrative structure, essentially a prolonged trek with repeated obstacles, sometimes dilutes urgency, making the journey feel cyclic rather than forward-driven. Where the film could have improved is with a sharper thematic focus on post-apocalyptic societal rebuild. Morality under duress, or deeper conflict within the Garrity family would have enriched the film's emotional stakes. Exploring the geopolitical landscape beyond dangerous road encounters, perhaps through nuanced world-building or character conflict, could have given the sequel more narrative resonance instead of relying on repeated peril. Greenland 2. Migration has elicited mixed reactions. On the one hand, audiences appreciate the character continuity and grounded tone, including Gerard Butler's dependable presence, and some enjoy the thematic focus on endurance and humanity in calamity. On the other hand, many critics and viewers find the sequel less emotionally compelling and less urgent than the original Greenland. Its post-apocalyptic road saga can feel protracted and meandering, lacking the thrilling momentum that fueled the first film. Currently, the film holds around 49% on the tomatometer, reflecting a divide between those who find its emotional approach sincere and those who see its pacing and execution as underwhelming. Film rating 6 out of 10. A somber survival sequel that prioritizes mood and human endurance over blockbuster spectacle. Effective in parts, uneven as a whole. Final thoughts. Greenland 2, Migration 2026, is a thoughtful but uneven follow-up that trades the original's escalating intensity for a bleak, slow-burn road trip through a shattered world. It acknowledges the psychological toll of rebuilding after apocalypse, yet too often the emotional or narrative momentum falters under the weight of atmosphere alone. Like and subscribe. Because surviving the end of the world is just the beginning. Finding a reason to keep going is the real journey.
You want me, baby, let me know all in this. You want me, baby, show